Ho 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 guys, Sherman614 here, and the holidays draw near once more. I just wanted to say happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate. You know, I'm going to do videos before Christmas, but you know, I just want to throw that out there. You know, happy holidays guys. 10 days, just about, I believe 11. So yeah. Pretty cool coming up. I got all my Christmas shopping done, thankfully. Anyway, this is a video I've been putting off for a while because this is such a popular knife. It seems like everybody on YouTube has one. They're like the Delica. Everybody has one of these and done a review of it. But you know, of course, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in about this knife. There are things that I really don't like about this knife, and you know, there's a lot of things that I love about it. So I'm going to dispel a little bit of the hype about it, and I'm going to get down to a little bit, you know, a few of the gimmicks that this knife has, and a few things that I think that SOG could have done a little bit differently. So, you know, I'm a very non-biased person. I get down to the nitty-gritty and tell it like it is. So let's get into this knife. Let's get rid of this stuff. It's for show. Start with the handle like I always do. Zytel handles, closed back design, meaning that it doesn't even have a back spacer or, you know, anything. It's where it's like the Benchmade Griptilians. If you have a Griptilian, the handle scales come together in the back and then form one piece instead of handle scale, back spacer, you know, it being a separate piece. You can see the crease where the two handles meet. The side here on the right is longer and comes over to the left and almost forms its own little built-in backspacer. Some of the gimmicks I was talking about being these little braille dashes, and they offer no grip whatsoever going this way, which is if you're going to be holding the knife like this, then that is just going to make your fingers slip forward because you're adding a little track for them to do so. Now this way, no, that's great, but you're not going to be doing anything this way. It's got some on the base of the handle here. It's on both sides. I don't like it. I didn't like that about the Trident, and I don't like it about the Aegis. You guys may see that and think it's really cool, but it's whatever. It's everybody's, you know, own personal opinion. This is mine. I don't like it. 4 blacked out hex screws holding the 2 pieces of scale together. Another gimmick are these inserts. These 3 rubber inserts on both sides that just say SOG, SOG, SOG over and over again. They are comparable to Kraton, but a little bit harder than Kraton, but it is rubber. Just a very hard rubber. I personally do not like it. It is better than nothing. When you're holding it, it offers a little bit of traction, but not that much. SOG really could have done something different. They could have drilled out deep grooves, deep vertical grooves in that handle to add some better finger traction. But, you know, it's better than nothing. I've always, this is my first SOG knife, and it's just I never really cared for SOG's designs. This is the first one that I really liked. But here, another thing that I didn't really like about them is that, to me, they seemed very overly proud of their knives. As you see, it says SOG over and over again in the insert. It says SOG on the pocket clip. One of their models have a laser cut out SOG in their stainless steel handle. So you know, I've just never really dug that. A lot of people love this pocket clip. It is the low riding pocket clip. I personally do not like it, and it's very strong, but it came very loose. I don't know about anybody else, but it came very loose, and the handle cracked when I was trying to tighten the screw. The screw came in on this side, and I was tightening it, and I barely tightened it, and the handle cracked. That's why I like when Benchmade knives, they have the metal threaded screw holes. Now, fortunately, SOG did this thing, which is really cool. Has a little hole on this side, so you can screw the pocket clip in to this handle scale. So I did that, and this part didn't crack, and now it's, you know, rock solid. I'm gonna do a little thing here inspired by Cutlery Lover, how he has his pants, he has a little piece of a little pants pocket on a piece of cardboard, but this is an actual pair of jeans. Pocket clip's pretty short, but here's how it looks. Now a lot of people love that because they're like, oh, you won't be able to tell that it's a knife in your pocket. Now I'm sorry, everybody knows that anybody who carries a knife, they're gonna be carrying it in the front pocket. You don't carry pens in your front pocket generally. So another problem I have though is that the pocket material ends up going up over the base of the handle, and that makes it harder to extract this knife. Also, most knives where a little piece of the handle sticks out, like it'd be like this, you can grab a piece of handle and pull the blade out. Okay. With this design, it's flawed in terms of you go to pull out that blade and you're pressing down on the handle, and the other part of your hand is pressing down on the pocket clip. You're pinching these two pieces of material into your pocket. So it's going to make it even harder to deploy because you're pinching the pocket basically. And look, I'm having a hard time just getting it out here, but so it's just part of the design. I personally hate it, and I wish they would have just used a regular pocket clip. A lot of people love this design. They worship this design. I personally do not like it at all. What was I going to say? Also, the pocket clip was resting on these this very rough inserts, so I had to take the clip off and shave that down with another knife that I had and sand it a little bit, because it was almost impossible to put this on and take off of the pocket. So, don't like the pocket clip, SOG. Just saying. Alright, that's about enough of the handle. So, safety, I'll get into that in a minute. It does have these nice little grooves cut out for your thumb to deploy that blade. Very nice, assisted opening, full flat ground, 3.5-inch blade. Love it, love it, love this blade design. That is one thing, that was the selling point for me with this blade, is the design. I love the blade design. Got a big sweep to the blade. Like I said, I love full flat ground blades. That very, very sharp tip. Look at that. Weird thing about this is I would do a cutting test, but I don't have any paper right here, but weird thing, I don't know if it's the angle of the edge, like the degree of the edge. It does not cut through paper very well if you're trying to do a cut test, but it is hair popping sharp. I don't quite get it. But this is hair popping sharp right out of the box. AUS 8 steel blade. Nice choil cut out here so you can sharpen the entire blade if needed. AUS 8, great steel. I've had great experiences with it. It says SOG stamp laser etched into the blade with Aegis. And also SOG's logo with the knife blade cutting the bullet. It's pretty cool. Also has the patent number. It does not have the blade steel or country of origin etched into the blade like most knives do, which kind of threw me off, because you can't look at the blade and be like, oh, okay, it's AUS 8 steel made in Japan or the US. No. So, I knew it was AUS 8 because, you know, I ordered it, but you guys would be looking at this like, oh, what steel is that? And you get to ask somebody or look it up. So I don't know why they did that. It's kind of weird, kind of lazy in my opinion. Sorry, I'm anal about fingerprints on my knives or smudges. So, very nice blade, very sharp, very nice tip. Dual thumb studs, they're very well terraced, meaning that it tapers off and they're grooved like that, so very nice. Great traction on the thumb studs. The jimping on the spine of the blade, quite frankly guys, sucks. And Nut and Fancy said the same thing. Because the blade is polished, the spine of the blade is polished. So of course the jimping is going to be polished too, and your fingers, you know, your thumb's just going to slip right off that. Do not like that at all. SOG really could have done a better job of that. Like Spyderco. Spyderco, they don't polish their spines. No, because they know that, you know. That sucks. You also have this little notches cut out here in the top of the handle, which suck as well because they're angled going this way, so your thumb's going to slide forward more. Plus, it is each of those notches are flush with this little piece of handle right there, so you're not getting any traction whatsoever. Same goes for here. I mean, that doesn't do anything. Just aesthetics. That's all it is. So I would take a metal file, and I still might. I'm just saying, if you get this, take a metal file and file that off. Try to get some of that the blade polishing off. Get it a little rougher going on there. Lock up. Slight lock up and down. None side to side at the moment. I had to loosen that pivot point up when I got this because it was a very slow deploying knife. I have it now where it's pretty fast, but it did not compromise the lockup. So, pretty fast. It's not the fastest I've ever seen, but it's adequate. So, you know, it's assisted opening. Now, the thing that got me in the beginning, a lot of people still complain about, you can't close them one-handed. You can. Look, I'm doing it right now. I do it all the time. You just gotta train yourself where you can. Practice. That is something that threw me off. Kershaw knives. Kershaw's assisted opening knives. You disengage the lock. The blade pretty much goes limp until it gets to about halfway, and you close it the rest of the way. This, where it does not have a torsion bar, but rather it has a spring wrapped around the pivot point, so that tension is always there. So what I do is I disengage the lock with my thumb, bring the blade forward halfway with my index finger, change up my grip, and close it the rest of the way with my thumb. Practice with that if you're going to carry this blade. Practice that and you'll be able to do it without thinking about it. Just watch your fingers. This blade is unforgiving and it will cut you, because, yeah. Razor sharp. But like I said, you see, I'm doing it no problem. So. It has SOG's Arc Lock. That's ARC. SOG advertises that the lock will hold up to 1,000 pounds. I severely doubt that. You know. But, you know. I severely doubt that lock is going to fail on you in your average, just normal day tasks. I really can't see that happening. So, it just swing it back to disengage. Like I said, the lockup on mine is a little bit up and down. But every model varies, you know. You guys may have one that'll be rock solid. Mine has a little bit of play. This lock, I will probably be removing it because it'll engage or disengage in my pocket just whenever the hell it feels like. And it's just very loose, and yeah. I've absolutely never had an assisted opening knife or any knife ever deploy in my pocket. And I've been carrying knives for many years. Many assisted opening knives as well. Never had one deploy in my pocket. So I'm probably going to, after this review actually, just probably take that out. Because I've never used it. And it keeps engaging in my pocket when I try to pull out my blade. I'm like, ugh, nothing's happening. So I made it, you know, muscle memory now to pull it out and flick that down. And a lot of times, like, it'll be disengaged. So I'll do that for nothing and waste time. You waste deployment time with that. Another thing, the ergonomics of this blade or the handle are amazing. They are as good, if not better, than a Benchmade Griptilian. Not as wide as a Griptilian, but that deep finger choil right there with those ridged, with the little ridgings right there. I don't know if you'd really call it jimping. I have biggish hands, and I can get 2 fingers in the finger choil, and there's still handle showing. Ergonomics are just amazing. Like I said, I hate all this aesthetic stuff right here. This, that. I hate it. But the overall shape, that little S shape of this handle is amazing. Just great ergonomics, feels great in the hand. Any grip you have. The lack of jimping, like, I would honestly say that this shape makes up for the lack of jimping. I think I would feel comfortable stabbing a brick wall with this knife and knowing that my hand is not going to come forward and on that blade and have my fingers cut off. So that is amazing. The ergonomics are amazing. You're going to have to handle the knife to know what I'm talking about. Just great ergonomics. And a little bit of that pocket clip is sticking out too, so you could use it as an improvised striking tool if need be. Whatever you got going on that day. So, like I said, 3.5-inch blade. So, it is a good overall knife. Is it amazing? In my opinion, no. The pocket clip, in my opinion, is flawed. Like, the design, I know what they're going for, and I honestly commend SOG for doing something different. This is different. So I honestly commend them for doing something different. I'm just supposedly, I just don't like it that much, personally. But, you know, it is what it is. A lot of people really love it. And there are a lot of people who really love it, actually. There's a lot of people online who talk about how much they love the SOG clips. I personally do not. But like I said, it is your guys' opinion, whatever you want to do. So there's, like I said, a few things that I would like to do different. I would like to see SOG do differently. Like not have those and have little deep grooves there. So, yeah. If you have any questions, of course, guys, just comment in. Send me messages, comments, whatever. And, yeah, I would recommend this knife. You can get it for about $65 on Amazon. I think I've seen them as cheap as $55. You can get them in Tanto, like this, black blade, Tanto and satin, Tanto and black. You can also get the one with the digital camo handle. So, a few things, like I said, I'd like to see different, but overall this is a good knife. I'd recommend it for the price. Sherman614, peace.